All right, what's your name and what is it about you?
I'm Fenton, and I am a Jund player for all you Magic the Gathering players, unless a card says otherwise, which I will say a lot.
What is it? What is it about you? What is it about you? What is it about you?
Thank you so much for having me on. Magic is a game between friends or competitors, however you want to do it. It's very strategic, like chess, but you have the randomization of card play. So it's kind of luck-based with strategy.
How old were you when you first started playing?
I want to say around 10 or 11. I will say it is easy to learn, but hard to master. So it's complex enough to run code.
Interesting.
But
another thing I don't understand. Code, Magic the Gathering. None of this is what interests me personally.
Understandable.
So you have an uphill battle trying to help me, one, understand it, and two, maybe would I ever consider even being interested in this? I don't know.
To help you get into this, I'll start with the more basic stuff of Magic.
Okay.
So in Magic the Gathering, there are 5 colors. White, blue, black, red, and green. White is your pure good, your soldiers, your knights, your even priests. And there's blue, which is more about technology and logic. They usually have your instants and sorceries, which are like little spells you can cast. Black is all about death and decay, and some hatred. Say you have a creature on the battlefield that I don't like as much. I can play a card that says destroy target creature.
Okay.
So then there's red, which is like your really fast, your inspiration, your chaos, human emotion pretty much. They are one of my favorite colors, red, because I really like the creature rush aspect of it. Creature rush is when you get a bunch of really small creatures and throw them at people. There's technically 6, but it's not a color. It's called colorless. And that's usually just artifacts, or sometimes even lands. But there can be colorless creatures, like Eldrazi, which are like Cthulhu monsters that exist between the planes.
You're describing scenes from movies, right? Like this sounds very visual, very emotional, passionate, right?
Yeah.
How does it? I mean, it's just playing cards on a table, though, right?
Yes. So I kind of like to see it as a theater of the mind kind of thing, where you are your leader. You are the leader of whatever group you're in. So, you are Commander of Selesnya. You have your little commander on the side to help you. And you are fighting against another competitor of another guild, or maybe even the same guild. So, with Magic, you start off with a hand of 7 cards.
7 cards.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I've played card games where you get 7 cards.
Yeah, like Uno.
Right.
So, in your hand of 7 cards, you will have, different types of cards. You will have your creatures, which are your main damage dealers.
Alright.
They play on the battlefield, and they have a mana cost in the top right corner.
Yeah, I see it there. You know, I don't know what a mana cost is.
Yes. So, I will get to that. In each deck, you have lands.
Is this the battlefield, the places where we'll be playing?
This goes onto the battlefield. So,
Okay.
the battlefield is your tabletop.
Got it. And so there's nothing visual about the battlefield. It's just
It's cards.
the surface where the cards are laid.
Yes.
Okay.
So, with mana, lands give you mana. So you will tap
Mana,
them.
like food from heaven.
Kind of. It's more like, think of it like an RPG, where a spellcaster uses mana to play things. Kind of like
Okay.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Got it.
To cast cards, you will tap the type of mana you will need for a card. So let's say you are trying to cast this Leonin Shikari. You will need, see that sun?
Yes.
That means you need a white mana, and this one means any other mana, as long as it's just paid.
Okay.
The sun is called a mana requirement. That will require a certain color. So
everybody that wants to keep playing has to play a card with that color?
yes. So each land has a different color. So plains are white, forests are green, mountains are red, swamps are black, and islands are blue.
Okay.
And those go onto the battlefield, and you may turn them sideways or tap them, as the game calls it, to use it as currency to play your cards from your hand.
Can everybody see everybody else's cards, or do you keep them close to the vest?
So, your hand you keep close to the vest, but everything on the battlefield is common knowledge.
Got it.
Unless a card says otherwise, which I will say a lot. The main goal of the game, of course, is to take out your opponent. In this format, called Commander, you have 40 life points, or hit points. And whoever loses their 40 hit points loses. And whoever's the last one standing wins. So 60 card decks, like standard gameplay, will probably take half an hour to an hour. Or if you're playing a big game with like a bunch of players, say like 5 or 6, it could take up to like 3.
Okay.
Faster than Monopoly, but slow, like Risk.
Yeah. We'll let them go by first.
Now I'm just looking for the little duck I feed.
Oh no, the duck hasn't come out yet. There's a duck that wanders by sometimes.
Nice.
You can play as many cards as long as you have the mana for it. Or if a card says otherwise. You have a main phase, a combat phase, a second main phase, and then an end phase.
I'm starting to wonder that if I'm just too old to learn this game.
This
or
game
if
can't...
it's just my brain doesn't work this way.
It's a lot easier to learn by doing than by telling with Magic. You probably have a bunch of questions.
I assume people watching this, the title of this video will be something like Magic the Gathering. I don't know what the rest. It'll have that.
Magic the
right?
Gathering, a battle of wits, monsters, and spells.
Yeah, maybe. So people that are into Magic the Gathering might watch this.
Yeah.
Are they gonna think it's hilarious that I have no clue?
Probably yes.
Yes. Is there a name for people like me?
Sadly, no. But I would love to start one.
Yeah. What's
Kind of
the-
like... It's kind of like the Magic equivalent of a Muggle, but I don't know what it would be. Though, I will say, if you do play the game, you would probably be called a Planeswalker.
Okay. Is that an insult or just a descriptive
No,
term?
it's a descriptive term. So a Planeswalker is a legendary player, second player you can play from the deck that sits on the table and can be attacked like a player. The deck is like your mind. And your hand is your subconscious mind, your forward mind. And your deck is your unsubconscious mind, your recessed mind.
Well, I understand this game better if I was smoking some weed or something.
No, it would probably make it harder.
It would make it. Yeah, I don't get smarter when I'm on weed.
Not a lot of people do.
On weed, that's nice.
Well, yeah, it works.
When I'm stoned.
Yes.
So this is not a game where you socialize and get high.
Well, if you're good at the game, you can. Because I do that.
Okay.
But when you're first starting out, I recommend being sober.
On the one hand, I want to understand this stuff better.
Makes sense.
Because clearly it is a passion, right?
Oh, yeah.
Something you can sink your teeth into and...
And your money and lose your wallet, like I have.
Is this an expensive setup here? Or do we have, how
So-
much money is represented here on this table?
I don't know exactly, but there are some cards in here that could go for some big money.
What's big money? A couple $100?
Like 20 or 30 bucks.
20 or 30 bucks.
One time I've made like 72 goblins.
So, a lot of what I like to do on this channel is to understand what makes people passionate, what they're passionate about, and I think we have found that with you. It's probably not something I'm ever going to care as much about as you do.
Probably not.
Right? I am open to the idea of someday sitting down with my friend from work and playing
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons, sitting down with you and doing this. But I anticipate at the end of that, it's going to probably confirm that
That-
I'm not into this.
You never know. The main reason I love this game is because it's social. As you're playing, you can just talk.
Do you realize how ridiculous this sounds to somebody like me?
Oh, to a lay person, this probably sounds like Warhammer, where you have to read books on books to play.
Fenton, thank you so much for explaining this to me.
Thank you so much for having me on. It was
yeah.
great explaining it.